A man allegedly murdered in an acid attack by his girlfriend had planned to leave her just 2 weeks before. Mark Van Dongen, 29, told friend Violet Farquharson that his controlling partner Burleigh Wallace, 48, had hacked his emails and that he was moving into a hotel. Wallace is accused of throwing sulfuric acid in Mr. Van Dongen's face, leaving him with horrific scarring and paralyzed from the neck down. Mark Van Dongen, left, 29, told Violet Farquharson that his controlling partner Burleigh Wallace, right, 48, had hacked his emails and that he was moving into a hotel. He took his own life at a suicide clinic in his native Belgium after suffering 15 months of pain following the alleged attack in Bristol during September 2015. The engineer had told his father that he had nothing left to live for and was in near constant agony. South African-born Wallace denies charges of murder and throwing a corrosive fluid with the intention to burn, maim, disfigure, disable or do GBH. Prosecutors claim she carried out the attack out of jealousy after Mr. Van Dongen began seeing Miss Farquharson. Miss Farquharson told Bristol Crown Court today she was best pleased on finding out he was already in a relationship when they met. She met Mr. Van Dongen on a dating website around the end of July 2015, less than 2 months before the attack. Miss Farquharson said she and Mr. Van Dongen exchanged messages on the dating site and later swapped numbers and texted each other. But during that time he never mentioned his relationship, she told the court. Wallace, depicted in a court illustration, is accused of throwing sulfuric acid in Mr. Van Dongen's face, a charge she denies. It was not until the pair met up for coffee in August 2015 that Mr. Van Dongen came clean about his relationship, and told her Miss Wallace was controlling, it was said. Giving evidence from behind a curtain, Miss Farquharson said, "I was best pleased to find out he was in a relationship. We had spoken about the importance of integrity as a human being. I made it very clear I was prepared to have a relationship with him if he was still with his girlfriend." But she added, he said that he would like to have some hobbies, but that she was very controlling over him. He mentioned some work colleagues, but none that he would see outside of work. Mr. Van Dongen told love interest Miss Farquharson that Wallace had hacked his email. She said at their first face-to-face meeting for coffee the pair seemed to have a few things in common and he suggested going to the cinema later in the week. But in text messages exchanged between the pair later that week, Mr. Van Dongen appeared to change his mind after having an argument with the defendant. On August the 15th he had texted Miss Farquharson saying Wallace had moved out of their shared home to stay in a hotel, and that he had a week to find a new flat. But the following day he said that Wallace has returned home and they had talked all night, and he seemed to call things off with Miss Farquharson. He wrote, "Hi Vi, I am really sorry.